Good morning. Good morning. This is Charles Coachman, and we are walking our way through the Bible, reading our way through Proverbs, digging in deep into the book of Hebrews, and as always, putting on the whole armor of God. Well, I hope everyone had a great Saturday. Pray that you are looking forward to whatever today has in store for us. And I just wish all the best for each one of you. It is Sunday, August 15th. It is 61 degrees in beautiful San Jose, California. Let's check out and see what we've got for birthday shout outs. I know we've got a few. Let's see. Happy birthday shout outs. Happy birthday shout outs. David Ames. David is a young man that I spent a lot of time with several years back, and so glad that I did, and glad that he is now married with 2 children. He just had a baby girl a couple weeks back. So David, happy birthday to you. And then the second fellow is Joel Helveston, the youngest son of Pastor John and Lucy Helveston. On Joel's Facebook page and his Instagram, it says Joel Helveston's beard. So, Joel Helveston, happy birthday to you and your beard. Joel, take care, man. God bless. Next is Mahmoud Altoon, a realtor. Franco Perez, who is works in the mobile home industry, or what we call granny units, makes them available for those that want to have additional units available to rent or to have their children live in. But Franco does a great job. So Franco, happy birthday to you, and Mahmoud, happy birthday to you. And then there's Maria Chen, who owns a loan office. She has her own lending company. So Maria, happy birthday to you. Bill Dresser, I believe Bill is out of Southern California, if I'm not mistaken. But Bill, happy birthday to you. And then Jason Manecki, again, also in real estate, wishing you a very happy birthday. To David, Joel, Mahmoud, Franco, Maria, Bill, and Jason, happy birthday to you. If it is your birthday out there, happy birthday to you. Enjoy it. God bless each one of you. All right, let's mention our friends here. Curtis, Rex, Danny, Red, Shelly, Nancy, Ashley, Sandra, and Jeff Rainey, my Aunt Sandy. I just want each one of you to know that I'm thinking about you. There are so many people out there that I have been reading about on Facebook and hearing stories from the news about people that are hurting, people that are ill, and just praying for those. And I had an opportunity to speak with an old friend from high school last night, and he updated me on some of the guys that we went to high school with. Some of them that have done real well, some of them that have left us. And praying for each one of them. Although we were 17, 18, 19 years old, some of the last times that we've seen a lot of us, still too young to go, as we are looking at celebrating some fun times 45 years ago. Praying for each one of you guys, and praying for our friends that are mentioned here. All right, let's take a quick look and see what we've got going on today. We have got Proverbs chapter 15, verses 1 through 33, and then Hebrews 9, 1 through 28. And then we will finish it up with Numbers 6, 24 through 26. And it will kind of tie in with Hebrews here today as we dig into that. As we dig into Hebrews, again, I just wish everyone a wonderful day. Let's take a quick look up here and see who we've got with us. Scott Ricard. Good morning, everyone. Scott, good morning to you. So glad that you are with us and hope that you had a wonderful day yesterday. Frank Nell, good morning and good evening to you, Frank Nell. Hope that you have had a wonderful Sunday. And then good morning all here. Blessing Sunday. The weekend be safe. Enjoy it. Frank Nell, you also. Thank you for being here. Kathy Sherritt's Carvajal, good morning to you. Hope that you and Arnie had a wonderful day yesterday and just have a blessed day today. Frank Nell, shared and done. Thank you for sharing, Frank Nell. If you'd like to share, please do. And then Gloria Brown, good morning, everyone. Gloria, good morning to you. So glad that you are here. And then Diane Cazares Hayhurst, good morning, everyone. Blessings to all. Diane, good morning to you. So glad that you are here. And blessings to you and Dave. Have a wonderful day. All right, let's kick this off and get going. We're going to start in Proverbs 15, but I better have a little green tea. Little hot tea. Soothe that throat. All right. Proverbs 15. Contrasts the upright and the wicked. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise makes knowledge acceptable, but the mouth of fools spouts folly. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, watching the evil and the good. A soothing tongue is a tree of life, but perversion in it crushes the spirit. A fool rejects his father's discipline, but he who regards reproof is sensible. Great wealth is in the house of the righteous, but the trouble is in the income of the wicked. The lips of the wise spread knowledge, but the hearts of fools are not so. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. The way of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but he who pursues righteousness. Let's read that one more time. The way of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but he loves the one who pursues righteousness. Grievous punishment is for him who forsakes the way. Set that down. Grievous punishment is for him who forsakes the way, and he who hates reproof will die. Sheol and Abaddon lie open before the Lord. How much more the hearts of men? A scoffer does not love one who reproves him. He will not go to the wise. A joyful heart makes a cheerful face, but when the heart is sad, the spirit is broken. The mind of the intelligent seeks knowledge, but the mouth of fools feeds on folly. All days of the afflicted are bad, but a cheerful heart has a continual feast. Better is a little with fear of the Lord than great treasure and turmoil with it. Better is a dish of vegetables where love is than a fattened ox served with hatred. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but the slow to anger calms the dispute. The way of the lazy is a hedge of thorns, but the path of the upright is a highway. A wise son makes a father glad, but a foolish man despises his mother. Folly is joy to him who lacks sense, but a man of understanding walks straight. Without consultation, plans are frustrated, but with many counselors, they succeed. A man has joy in an apt answer, and how delightful is a timely word. The path of life leads upward for the wise, that he may keep away from Sheol below. The Lord will tear down the house of the proud, but he will establish the boundary of the widow. Evil plans are an abomination to the Lord, but pleasant words are pure. He who profits illicitly troubles his own house, but he who hates bribes will live. The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouths of the wicked pour out evil things. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteousness. Bright eyes gladden the heart. Good news puts fat on the bones. He whose ear listens to the life-giving reproof will dwell among the wise. He who neglects discipline despises himself, but he who listens to reproof acquires understanding. The fear of the Lord is instruction for wisdom, and before honor comes humility. So, taking a look back at verse 22, without consultation, plans are frustrated, but with many counselors, they succeed. So it's not a bad thing to listen to those around us, to those that we cherish, to those who have the wisdom that we need and can help guide us to make right decisions. It's a good thing. Make sure that we're doing that. And I'm going to read the life lesson from that. Since none of us has unlimited perspective, we frequently need the godly expertise and viewpoints of others to inform our most important decisions and plans. God often uses the counsel of other believers to show us his will. Last night, we happened to have an old friend of ours that's moved to Tennessee. And that's Dan and Debbie Mackey, who were here and actually dropped off some old flooring for us, just in case we need to do some repairs on our floors, because Dan's company was the one that came in and did repairs on our house. And he dropped us off a remaining box because they're cleaning out what's left of their business and moving everything to Tennessee. And Dan is one of the most wise guys that I know. He lives a wonderful life. Him and Debbie have built for themselves, being one of the strongest men that I know that partakes in the Bible. He is been a good and wise counselor to me. And all that he said last night was just keep on staying in the Word and trust in the Lord. Take every opportunity that you have to listen to God, to listen to his guidance. He says, Charles, it won't fail you. Because we made some decisions to do some things in our life and we didn't listen. And we got what we deserved. But now we listen for what the Lord is telling us to do, and we make our decisions best on that. Who more importantly, and who has more wisdom than the Lord for you to turn to and ask for guidance, ask for help? It was just listening to him made me happy for those days when I had an open opportunity to listen to him on Sundays or when men were meeting, because he always had good, wise words. And Dan, last night, you laid on some good wisdom for me last night, and I am grateful for it. All right, let's take a quick look here. Lana, good morning, everyone. Lana, good morning to you. Hope that everything is well in Nebraska. Hope that you were doing well, and hope that your family is doing well, because I know you guys have had a hectic week. All right, let's turn to Hebrews, and we are going to be going into Hebrews. Where are we at? I believe we're in Hebrews 10. I want to make sure of that. No, Hebrews 9, 1 through 28. 9, 1 through 28. I want to get that. And it's got some great words for us. Soothe this throat a little bit. And I hope that each person listening here has somebody that they can turn to, somebody that they know they can always count on for good wisdom. And I have several people that I can turn to, several people that I can talk to, because, man, I need it at times. I surely do. The old and the new. Now even the first covenant had regulations of divine worship and the earthly sanctuary. For there was a tabernacle prepared, the outer one, in which there was a lampstand and a table, and the sacred bread that is called the holy place. Behind the second veil there was a tabernacle which is called the Holy of Holies, having a golden altar of incense, and the ark of the covenant covered on all sides with gold, in which a golden jar holding the manna and Aaron's rod, which budded, and the tables of the covenant. And above it were cherubim of glory overshadowing the mercy seat. But of these things we cannot now speak in detail. Now, when these things had been so prepared, the priests are continually entering the outer tabernacle, performing the divine worship. But in the second, only the high priest enters once a year, not without taking the blood which he offers for himself and for the sins of the people committed in ignorance. The Holy Spirit is signifying this, that the way into the holy place has not yet been disclosed, while the outer tabernacle is still standing, which is a symbol for the present time. According, both gifts and sacrifices are offered, which cannot make the worshiper perfect in conscience. I want to read that one more time. Which is a symbol for the present time. According, both gifts and sacrifices are offered, which cannot make the worshiper perfect in conscience, since they relate only to food and drink and various washings, regulations for the body imposed until a time of reformation. But when Christ appeared as a high priest of good things to come, he entered through the greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this creation. And though not through the blood of goats and calves, but through his own blood, he entered the holy place once for all, having obtained eternal redemption. For if the blood of goats and bulls, of ashes of a heifer, sprinkling those who have been defiled, sanctify for the cleansing of the flesh, how much more will the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without blemish to God, cleanse your... Let's read this again. How much more will the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without blemish to God, cleanse your conscience from dead works to serve the living God? For this reason, he is the mediator of the new covenant, so that since the death has taken place for the redemption of the transgressions that were committed under the first covenant, those who have been called may receive the promise of the eternal inheritance. For when a covenant is, there must of necessity be the death of the one who made it. For a covenant is valid only when men are dead It is never enforced while the one who made it lives. Therefore, even the first covenant was not inaugurated without blood. For when every commandment has been spoken to by Moses to all the people according to the law, he took the blood of the calves and the goats with water and scarlet wool and hyssop, and sprinkled both the book itself and all the people, saying, "This is the blood of the covenant which God commanded you." And in the way he sprinkled both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry with the blood. And according to the law, one may almost say, all things are cleansed with blood, and without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness. Therefore, it was necessary for the copies of these things in the heavens to be cleansed with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. For Christ did not enter a holy place made with hands, a mere copy of a true one, but in heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God for us. Nor was it that he would offer himself often, as the high priest enters the holy place year by year with blood that is not his own. Otherwise, he would have needed to suffer often since the foundation of the world. But now, once at the consummation of ages, he has been manifested to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And inasmuch as it is appointed for men to die once, after this comes judgment. Let's read this again. And inasmuch as it is appointed for men to die once, and after this comes judgment, so Christ also, having been offered to bear sins of many, will appear a second time for salvation without reference to sin to those who eagerly await him. Let's read number 28 one more time. So Christ also, having been offered once to bear the sins of many, will appear a second time for salvation without reference to sin to those who eagerly await him. I want to take a look at the life lesson from 928. Christ having been offered once to bear the sins of many. The greatest burden of all is our sin. The greatest burden of all is our sin, because it keeps us in bondage, fragments our thinking, binds us to the truth, discourages and prevents us from becoming all that God created us to be. Our sin enslaves us no matter what it is, even if it doesn't include addictions. It also separates us from the Lord because he is holy and despises ungodliness. Yes, Christ is our great sin bearer. Christ is our great sin bearer because through him we have forgiveness and freedom from our sin. We have freedom from our sin. We have freedom from our sin, past, present, and future, because of Christ. He only had to go once. And as they began and they started speaking of the high priest going in and making the sacrifice of the calf or the goat, spilling of blood, that he had to come and do on a yearly basis. They had to come and ask for those sacrifices to be made and to be blessed and to take away the sins that had occurred. But those sins that were being taken away and being forgiven were just the incidental sins. The sins that you might commit because you were unaware of the law, or you had done something absent-mindedly. But those sins that you committed, knowing full well that you were committing, they weren't forgiven. You had to carry that burden with you all the time. If your conscience was like that you would be carrying it and realizing that you had committed sin and had not been forgiven. Well, Christ changed that. When Christ came and went to the cross and died on the cross, he took away all of our sin with him. He bore all of our sin. And that's what we have to know. That was a huge difference between the old covenant and the new. That was a huge difference between the time of the Mosaic times and the Christian times ahead. The difference between the Old Testament and the New. The difference for the lives that we get to lead nowadays. For those of us who have accepted Christ, we can come to God and pray and ask for forgiveness, and it is granted. And it is granted. Now, sometimes we do not forgive ourselves for what has went on, but Christ has. And he's telling us, don't carry those burdens. I have already carried that burden for you, and you are forgiven. And that's one of the greatest things that we get to look at. That we can feel, that we can acknowledge. And such a burden being lifted from each one of us. Nancy Medina, Tibio Malunda. Good morning, Charles. Have a blessed Sunday, everyone. Nancy, you also have a good evening. And then good morning, Scott. Good morning, Nancy. Let's go ahead and take a look at, let's see here. Let's go ahead and take a look at Numbers 6:24 through 26 and finish this up here. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance on you and give you peace. I went through and read Numbers this morning, went through and read these verses this morning. And this was a huge blessing. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance on you and give you peace. And this just brings me back to the time on Mount Sinai when Moses was in the presence of the Lord. And then when Moses came out, his face shined. Because he was in the presence of the Lord. And that's what the Lord is saying here. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance on you and give you peace. I wish everyone a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Grateful for that. I am grateful for that. Hope you have a wonderful day. If you'd like to join us tomorrow, we will continue our walk through the Bible, reading through Proverbs, digging in deep into the book of Hebrews, and as always, putting on the whole armor of God. Have a wonderful Sunday. You have an opportunity to bless someone today just by giving them a cheerful word, by letting them know that you care. It's well worth it. God bless you. Have an awesome day. Enjoy it. Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.